Hey guys, I want to make a little video for you about the 5 things that make the Aqua Energizer the world's best structured water device. It starts with intention. Our intention in participating in the structured water industry is to create the highest vibration water and to assist you with filling your sacred being with living water such that cell-to-cell communication happens in your body and the communication between you and all that is opens up. This opens up through the pineal gland and through the water molecule. And when that's open, you have the best shot of remembering the truth of who you are. And when you remember the truth of who you are, you give humanity the best hope of creating a great future for ourselves. So we really care about you. We call ourselves the company that loves you, and we want you to be the fullness of who you are. And we believe the way to do that is to have the resonance of nature be in your water. So our intention is about you and it's about nature. When we start from that place, then everything that we think about in terms of our design is designed to be a natural process. So, for example, the logo that's on the Aqua Energizer came in 2 parts. And the first part, this logo part, we had a designer who really cared about our project and worked full time for us for about 5 years. I would describe it as, since she's a woman who's never had kids, that she uses that mothering energy, that sacred womb of her being to birth projects that make a difference in the world. She won't just design for anybody. So she really felt into things deeply for us. And when I assigned her the logo project, I wanted a logo, which means usually like a logo project takes a week or something like that. And it just kept dragging on and on. And I would go to her and I would say, when's the logo going to be ready? She said, not yet, not yet. I was like, are you working on it? She's like, well, yes, but that doesn't mean I'm designing it yet. And then one day after 3 months, I mean, this was really an interminable project, she presented me with a logo. She said, the inspiration just came through and I sat down and drafted this. Can you take it to the team and see what they think? We have a team of people who measure subtle energy, and we took them the logo, and I was blown away with the feedback. The feedback was that the logo by itself would structure water without the device. So I feel more like that logo came through the project than that we sat down and thought it up and made it. And I love that aspect of it. I think that's a manifestation of the intention. Another aspect of it that impacts the design is we have this amazing screen inside the funnel now. And that came about because we were using lead-free solder to bind the devices together. And we wanted to get rid of as much of it as possible. Well, it turned out we did 2 things at once. We got rid of the lead-free solder and went to a silver solder. And then we put the screen in place, and the screen holds the crystals. We got rid of 95% of the solder. And so that was obviously an upgrade, but the surprise was as we were revamping the devices and measuring each one of these things, that change of the screen to this really cool shape. We put a different shape screen in first, and it didn't have the same impact. But when we changed it to this shape, it was the biggest accelerant in the energetics of the device that we had. So we've thought about and measured every aspect of the design, and we're really proud of the attunement that we have to cause this device to be aligned with nature. The next thing that makes the Aqua Energizer the best structured water device in the world is the materials that we use. We use type L copper, and the copper is a very important component of what we do, and we use crystals that are intentionally sourced for their resonance from a mine in Brazil. And those crystals carry the Earth's information to our water. And when you combine copper and crystals, you end up with a piezoelectric effect that is part of the whole impact of the system. Other people make devices from plastic or from glass spheres instead of crystals, and honestly, I don't understand it. Like it's of the utmost importance to have copper and crystals, and then we coat the outside. This is a mineral coating. It's 90 trace minerals that are inside the outside of the device. And this is one of the aspects that makes every Aqua Energizer unique. We do not touch the copper to put this on here. The minerals adhere to the copper themselves, and then we coat them to make sure that it's as permanent as possible. So, high grade copper, intentionally sourced crystals, and minerals. Fantastic materials. The next thing that makes the Aqua Energizer the best structured water device is the maintaining of alignment. This is a chaotic world out there, and there are a lot of waves, like scalar waves and electromagnetic frequencies, that most of us just can't see and don't really understand. And these things are bombarding ourselves and our Aqua Energizer all the time. And so what we discovered over time was that there was a possibility that an Aqua Energizer would get manufactured at a high vibration, and then that alignment would change as it was used in somebody's life. So we created a maintenance protocol that starts with reinforcing the logo on these beautiful velvet carrying bags. So when you want to use the carrying bag, this ships standard with every on-the-go unit now. And I like it because it feels really good. It carries the logo, which gives me a nice sacred geometry boost. And it's really easy to use. Hey, one more thing on the logo, guys. We added the 8 later on, and the 8 was an important addition. You might call that a Mobius strip or the infinity wave. And it's an important energetic. And we found that we got better outcomes with the electromagnetic frequencies when we added the 8 to the logo. So in terms of the kit that we have now, we've got the velvet bag, and then we have this copper scrubby. This is 100% copper, and it is natural for water that goes inside the funnel to oxidize. And if that discoloration bothers you, then we want you to have a way to take it off without it being an issue. So that's why we include the copper scrubby now. And then the heart of the maintenance system is this beautiful acrylic plate. Now, this may not look like much, but I can tell you from personal experience. Oh, that's not the best background for it, but hopefully you can see that there a little bit better. That it took 14 months to design this because the energetics of this plate are really important, and the way it's put together. We created this from nothing. There was no template for it, and the way it's drawn and who draws it was all really, really important. In fact, the project just wouldn't complete until I figured out how to hand draw one of these. And that was the linchpin that once I did that, then the whole thing got the measurements that we were looking for. So the way this works is after you pour water through your Aqua Energizer, I like to give it a little shake. You can do it in the sink or you can shake it on a friend. It's kind of magic fairy dust water that you can shake on somebody. And then you take your device and put it like this on the stand and leave it this way between uses. I leave it to the left of my kitchen sink on the counter. And then depending on how many drops come through, I might pick this up and shake it off or dry it off or just leave it there. And some people have reported that this creates a field, a harmonic field, just by having the device on the stand. So this is a really important piece of maintaining the vibration of the Aqua Energizer. And for previous customers who might not have gotten one of these because they didn't exist yet, we've got a 50% off coupon to make them available to you for as low as possible and make sure that you have the maintenance kit available. And then the last thing that makes the Aqua Energizer the world's best structured water device is wrapping it in our love and sacred commerce. The Wellness Enterprise is the type of company that I wish I dealt with everywhere in the world. Part of where the ethos of this company was created was when I was sitting on hold with large corporations, listening to recordings and waiting in queues and having people read scripts at me, it really didn't resonate with me. Like it really, I got super frustrated with that. And so we are a company that responds to emails personally. We are a company that picks up the phone when we can. We're small still, so sometimes we can't pick up the phone, but we'll call you back no matter where in the world you are. We have Zoom meetings with our clients, we have phone calls with our clients, we respond to email. We call it sacred commerce, the way we do business, and it makes a difference. So if you're thinking about engaging with us about an Aqua Energizer, if you have a service issue or if you have a sales issue, you're looking into it, try contacting us. We'll talk to you. A lot of the sales calls I get on myself because I just love talking to people and helping them to craft water solutions for what they're going through in your life. So it is our honor and privilege to present the Aqua Energizer to the world. And we're thankful that such a beautiful device has come through us. And we intend that it make a difference for you and your vibration and your water and for humans on this planet.